What if I told you that for your entire life you've been playing a profoundly complex and beautiful game, using only a single torn and coffee-stained page from the rulebook? Think about that. Truly, I invite you to think about the silent, constant hum of effort that underlies every single one of your days. You wake up, you have intentions, you push forward, you have goals, dreams, deep aspirations that feel like they are encoded into your very soul. You visualize, you write in your journal, you create vision boards, you hustle, you learn, you adapt. You do everything. The world, your parents, your teachers, and the gurus told you was the guaranteed recipe for a successful and happy life. You climb the ladder, you run the race, you check all the boxes. But at the end of the day, when the noise of the world finally quiets down and you're left alone with the truth of your own thoughts, is there not a persistent, nagging feeling that the reward never quite matches the sheer force of your effort? It's a feeling of being fundamentally, heartbreakingly out of sync. It's the feeling of being a masterful musician, playing a beautiful instrument, pouring all of your heart and soul into a complex melody, but the grand orchestra of the universe seems to be playing a completely different song, in a completely different key. You can hear the magnificent symphony that you know you are meant to be a part of, faint and tragically distant, but your own music, no matter how hard you play, never seems to harmonize with it. You are constantly chasing that promotion that you hope will finally make you feel worthy, chasing that sense of financial peace that always seems to be one unexpected bill away, chasing a love that feels whole and complete, only to find the same old patterns emerging, chasing a feeling of inner stillness that the modern world seems engineered to shatter with every notification, every headline, every demand on your attention. It is an exhausting, bone-deep, soul-crushing chase. It's the Groundhog Day of the soul. And in the quietest moments, the truth whispers a radical, terrifying idea. You are not born to be a hunter. You were born to be a magnet, a beacon, a sun. You were born to be a gravity well, around which your desired reality would effortlessly orbit. You are tired of chasing. Now, wherever you are, I invite you to take a deep, conscious breath with me. Breathe in through your nose, filling your lungs with the potential of this very moment. And as you exhale through your mouth, I want you to consciously let go of the struggle. For just this moment, lay down the weight of the chase. And in this space of stillness, consider this. What if there exists a fundamental law of reality, a master code hidden in plain sight within the very fabric of existence that inverts this entire dynamic? A code that once you learn its language, its syntax, and its artful application, causes your dream life, in all its richness, texture, and breathtaking detail, to stop running from you, and instead, to turn around and begin chasing you. Let me be absolutely clear, so that the old programming doesn't dismiss this. This is not a renewed call for simple positive thinking. This is not a mystical metaphor or a comforting spiritual platitude. This is the most fundamental, rigorously tested, and bizarrely powerful mechanism of the universe. A mechanism so strange, so contrary to our everyday experience, that it baffled the greatest scientific minds of the 20th century. Yet, it is so simple in its essence, that it governs every particle in your body and every star in the cosmos. This is the quantum level of reality. What you are about to embark on over the course of our journey together today is not just another theory. It is the recovery of the missing pages from your instruction manual for life. This is the secret that allows you to stop swimming frantically against the cosmic current and to realize that you are the current. This knowledge, when truly integrated, will change not just what you think. It will change who you are. It will change everything. So I invite you to grant yourself this sacred time. Silence your phone. Close the other distractions. The reality you have known until this moment was built on an incomplete understanding. We are here now to complete the picture. If this sounds too grand, too good to be true, I understand completely. I honor that part of you, the logical, skeptical mind that has worked so hard to protect you. Because not long ago that mind was my absolute ruler, and I was standing exactly where you are, drowning in skepticism and a quiet, simmering frustration. My name isn't important. My story is only important because it is, in some way, your story. For years, I was the king of almost, the patron saint of nearly there. My life was a gallery of beautiful, breathtaking paintings, all left unfinished. An almost thriving career, always capped by an invisible ceiling of self-sabotage. An almost profound and beautiful relationship, always corroded by the rust of old unhealed patterns. An almost comfortable bank account, always mysteriously drained by unexpected emergencies that seemed to come out of nowhere. It was a life of quiet desperation, a comfortable purgatory of mediocrity. On the outside, everything looked fine, but on the inside, the sheer blandness of it, the lack of magic, the predictability of the loop, was killing my soul. I read hundreds of books from ancient philosophy to modern neuroscience. I went to seminars. I could recite affirmations in my sleep with a convincing tone. But my reality would only ever grant me small, temporary upgrades. A little peak of luck here, a small win there, always followed by a gravitational pull back to my default state, back to the hamster wheel. My breaking point, my dark night of the soul, didn't come with a bang, but with a silent, hollow implosion. It was a rainy Tuesday around 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I was sitting in my silent apartment, the hum of the refrigerator the only sound in the universe. I was looking at a whiteboard where I had mapped out a business venture I had poured my entire heart, my savings and the last 2 years of my life into. And I knew, with a certainty that chilled my bones, that it had failed. It wasn't sadness I felt. It was a terrifying void, an exhaustion so profound, it felt ancient. It was the weariness of a soul that had tried to fly 1,000 times only to fall from the same cliff, in the same way, every single time. I had tried everything I knew, and nothing had truly, fundamentally, worked. And in that moment of absolute ego-shattering surrender, a new question finally broke through the noise. A question born not of ambition, but of pure, radical curiosity. For years I had been screaming at the universe, what more do I need to do? How much harder do I need to push? But that night, in a whisper, the question was, what am I not seeing? What is the fundamental principle of this game that I am completely missing? What is the one lever in the control room of reality that, if pulled, would make all the heavy lifting effortless? That single question ignited a sacred obsession. It was a desperate search for truth. But this time, I turned away from the self-help aisle and walked toward the section of the library that had always intimidated me. I went straight to the source code, physics. I started devouring books on the nature of space-time, relativity, and finally, the bewildering, paradoxical, and magical world of quantum mechanics. The equations were like a foreign language, but the concepts were like thunderbolts to the soul, particles existing in multiple states at once, until observed, the future seemingly influencing the past, and the act of simple, focused observation, fundamentally changing the nature of reality itself. It was a world that operated on principles of pure magic, yet it was the most rigorously tested and proven science in all of human history. I was captivated, but one concept, above all the others, felt less like a scientific theory and more like a memory of a forgotten truth. It was a phenomenon the great Albert Einstein was so disturbed by, he famously and dismissively called it spooky action at a distance. Its formal name is quantum entanglement. The science was staggering, and it's crucial you understand this. If you take two subatomic particles and entangle them, they become intrinsically, mysteriously linked. They are, in a very real sense, one system, even if they appear as two. Then you can separate them. You can move them to opposite ends of a laboratory or opposite ends of the universe. It makes no difference. The moment you observe or measure a property of one particle, its partner particle, at that exact same moment, no matter the distance, will instantly adopt a corresponding complementary state. Instantly. This word shattered my entire understanding of reality. This is a connection that does not travel through space. It is a communication that does not take time. It is a oneness that distance cannot diminish. It is a ghost in the machine of reality. And as I sat there late one night, the book open on my desk, a thought exploded in my mind with the force of a supernova. A thought so profound, so earth-shattering in its implications, that it felt both like madness and the most obvious truth in the world. The question was this: what if this spooky action isn't just a quirky feature of tiny subatomic particles? What if this is a universal law that applies to everything? What if your consciousness, the very energy of your being, your thoughts, your deep-seated emotions, your core intention, operates on a specific, unique frequency? And what if that frequency could become entangled with a corresponding reality that already exists? in a state of pure potential within the infinite quantum field. What if your dream life isn't something you have to painfully build, brick by boring brick fighting against the world, but is a fully formed reality, a symphony already playing, just waiting for you to tune your instrument to its frequency? Suddenly, the last 2,000 years of mysticism, spirituality, and philosophy snapped into perfect focus with the next 100 years of science. Everything made sense. The reason hustle, struggle, and force are so inefficient is because they are the tools of an outdated reality. Newton's physics, a world of separate objects that you have to push and pull and strain to move. In that model, you are here, and your dream is over there, separated by a vast, treacherous ocean of effort and luck. But in the quantum model, the entanglement model, you and the reality of your dream life are not separate. You are two particles that were born of the same source. You are intrinsically, eternally linked. When you learn the language of frequency and the art of conscious entanglement, you don't need to cross the ocean. You collapse the ocean. Instantly, the distance vanishes. You don't attract your dream. You and your dream become the same event, happening at the same point in space-time. And that is why it starts to chase you, because the universe, in its most fundamental nature, abhors separation and constantly, powerfully seeks to unify that which is entangled. The synchronicities appear, first as whispers, then as shouts. The right people, the right opportunities, the right ideas. They don't just show up. They are pulled into your orbit by the powerful gravitational force of your new coherent frequency. It is not luck. It is not magic in the way we think of it. It is the technology of consciousness. It is physics, and there are clear, repeatable steps to do this consciously. It is a learnable skill. It is based on 3 foundational pillars that I'm going to reveal to you right now. The first pillar is perhaps the most critical, because it is the very foundation of your broadcast tower, and it's where 99% of people get it catastrophically wrong by broadcasting the wrong frequency from their inner self. And it's where 99% of people get it catastrophically wrong by broadcasting the wrong frequency from their inner self. So what is this catastrophic mistake? This subtle, almost invisible error that keeps billions of brilliant souls locked in a cycle of desperate chasing, forever arriving at the same frustrating destination, just with a different view. It's this: you are trying to entangle with what you want, when your power, your only true power, lies in entangling with who you already are. Let that sink into the very marrow of your bones, past the cynical mind and into the core of your being. The universe is not a cosmic catalog from which you order items. It is a perfect, impartial, and infinitely powerful mirror that reflects, with breathtaking precision, the truth of your identity. The state of wanting something, by its very definition, is a powerful declaration to the universe that you do not have it. It is a frequency humming with the dissonant chord of lack, of separation, of a painful gap between you and your desire. And the quantum field, this infinite intelligent mirror, cannot contradict your sense of self. It can only say yes to who you believe you are. If your core identity is broadcasting "I am lacking," the universe says "yes you are," and graciously provides you with more experiences of lack to validate that identity. If your deep-seated belief is "I am separate from my dream," the universe says "yes you are," and dutifully maintains the gap. This is the hamster wheel. This is the invisible wall. You have been trying to use the frequency of the problem, the identity of the person who lacks the thing, to create the solution, and it can never, ever work. This brings us to the first and most critical pillar of a quantum reality break. We must lay this foundation perfectly, or the entire structure will collapse. I call it the pillar of identity incinerator. This is the conscious, deliberate, and often radical shift from the identity of a seeker to the identity of a haver. It is the decision to stop trying to get something and to start right now in this very moment, embodying the version of you who already has it. This is more than a psychological trick. This is you consciously engaging with the fundamental laws of your own biology. Your identity is not some ephemeral philosophical concept. It is a physical, neurological reality. In neuroscience, there's a principle called Hebb's law that states, neurons that fire together, wire together. Your current identity, the person you believe you are, is a set of neural networks in your brain that have fired together so many times they have become a superhighway. The thoughts of "I'm not good enough," the feelings of anxiety about money, the behaviors of procrastination. These are not you. They are well-worn neural pathways. Your brain, in its quest for efficiency, will always choose the superhighway of your old identity over the tiny, overgrown footpath of a new one. Every morning you wake up and, without a single conscious thought, you put on the costume of your past self. You dress yourself in the thoughts, behaviors, and emotional patterns of yesterday, and then you walk out into the world and wonder why everything looks the same. You have recreated your past in your present moment. A true quantum reality break requires you to stop this. It requires you to consciously refuse to put on the old costume. It requires you to perform a sacred act of demolition on those old neural superhighways. This is not about suppressing your past. It is about a conscious uncoupling. It is the act of looking at your past stories, patterns, and traumas and saying, with profound clarity, that was an experience I had. It was a costume I wore. It is not who I am at the core of my being. How do we do this? Not with wishful thinking, but with a precise, surgical, daily ritual. I call this the daily incineration. For the next 7 days, your primary spiritual and psychological mission will be to identify and emotionally detach from one specific, deeply rooted aspect of your old identity each day. This is your training. This is how you build the new neural pathways. I will guide you through this process now. If you are able, I invite you to find that comfortable position again. Let this be an active experience. Gently close your eyes. This is the most important work. Step 1. Identify the core program. Bring your awareness inward. Take a slow, deep breath. Ask your higher self, your deepest inner wisdom, this question: what is one core identity program from my past that is running my life on a loop and is ready to be released today? Don't search for the answer with your analytical mind. Just wait. Let the first thought, feeling, or image that arises be the answer. Perhaps it's the identity of the one who is always overlooked, or the people pleaser, or the one who is fundamentally unworthy of great things, or the procrastinator, or the victim of circumstances. Whatever it is, just allow it to be present. Step 2. Witness and acknowledge. Now I want you to bring this identity into your awareness, not as you, but as a separate energy, a program. See it as a character on the stage of your mind. Acknowledge its presence without judgment. See the role it has played. See the costume it has worn. Step 3. Gratitude and release. This step is crucial. Before we incinerate it, we must thank it. Every limiting pattern we have was once created by a part of us trying to protect us. The identity of the people pleaser was trying to keep you safe from rejection. The identity of the procrastinator was trying to protect you from failure or judgment. So, in your mind, speak to this identity. Say, "Thank you. I see how you have tried to protect me. I acknowledge the role you have played. I am grateful for the lessons you have taught me. But your job is now complete. Your service is no longer required. I am safe now, and I release you with love." This act of gratitude dissolves resistance. It allows for a peaceful release, not a violent struggle. Step 4. The alchemical incineration. Now locate where this old identity lives in your body. Feel its energetic signature. Take a deep, powerful breath in, and imagine you are gathering up every last remnant of that old, dense energy. Pull it from your cells, from your muscles, from your memory, into a single dark ball of energy at the center of your chest. Hold your breath for a moment. This is the compressed file of your old self. Now, as you exhale, I want you to exhale with force through your mouth. Make an audible ha sound, and as you do, you perform an act of alchemy. Visualize that dark ball of energy being hit by a bolt of brilliant, white-hot light. See it incinerating, dissolving, and transmuting, not into nothing but into pure, radiant, neutral light. See the smoke of your past, turning into the shimmering potential of your future. Repeat this alchemical breath as many times as you need, until you feel a genuine sense of lightness, of spaciousness where that density used to be. Step 5. Install the new truth. Nature abhors a vacuum. Into this newly created space, we must install the new program. I want you to declare, aloud if you can, your new true identity. The old program of being overlooked is deleted. The truth is, I am a powerful creator whose presence and value are instantly recognized. The old identity of unworthiness is incinerated. I now install the fundamental truth of my being. I am inherently worthy of all love, abundance, and joy. simply because I exist. Feel the resonance of these words. This is not an affirmation you are hoping becomes true. This is a declaration of what has always been true beneath the layers of old programming. This ritual, performed with deep intention for 7 consecutive days, is the most powerful act of self-love and creation you can engage in. It is conscious, neurological surgery. Let me tell you about a man named John. John's identity was the reliable, quiet, underappreciated employee. For 15 years, he worked hard, never caused trouble, and was consistently passed over for promotions. He was trapped in a loop of resentment and invisibility. He began the daily incineration. On day 1, he incinerated the identity of the one who is afraid to speak up. He thanked it for trying to keep him safe from conflict. He released it. His loop breaker action from Pillar 3, which we'll get to, was simply to voice one small, constructive idea in a team meeting, something that made his heart pound. On day 2, he incinerated the one who believes his ideas aren't valuable. He replaced it with, I am a source of innovative solutions. He continued this process. After a few weeks, something remarkable happened. John didn't change his personality. He was still thoughtful and calm, but his energy had shifted. People started asking for his opinion. His boss began assigning him more responsibility. The invisibility cloak of his old identity had dissolved. 6 months later, he was leading the very team he used to feel invisible in. John didn't get a promotion. He became a leader, and the promotion was the natural reflection of his new identity. This is the power you are tapping into. You are not changing what you do, you are changing who is doing it. But simply deleting the old program isn't enough. You must actively, consciously, and artistically design and install the beautiful new reality that will now fill that sacred empty space. This brings us to the second, equally powerful pillar, the reality rewriter. But simply deleting the old program isn't enough. Nature abhors a vacuum. The space you have so courageously cleared with the identity incinerator is now a field of pure, unformed potential. It is a void, humming with infinite possibility. The biggest mistake most people make at this stage is that they unknowingly allow the old patterns, the old fears of the world, and the default settings of their collective culture to rush back in and fill that sacred space. They haven't actively, consciously, and artistically designed what should replace the old identity. A quantum reality break demands that you become the conscious screenwriter, the master architect of your new life. You must deliberately, and with the intense focus of a master craftsman, script the new loop, the new frequency, that you wish the universe to reflect back to you. This is not about what you want to get. It's about what reality you choose to inhabit. It's about establishing a new dominant frequency so powerfully coherent that the universe has no choice but to attune to it. This brings us to the second magnificent pillar, the reality rewriter. To understand how this works, you must grasp the nature of the reality you live in. The quantum field is not empty space. It is a field of infinite information, a holographic matrix containing every possible reality, all existing simultaneously as waves of potential. Your current reality is simply the potential that you have activated or selected with your dominant frequency of being. Think of it like an infinite radio. Every possible song you could ever want to hear is already being broadcast right now. The triumphant symphony of abundance, the beautiful ballad of soulful love, the vibrant, energetic rhythm of perfect health, they are all playing. You haven't been hearing them, not because they aren't real, but because your personal radio receiver has been stubbornly tuned to the static-filled station of your old, limiting identity. The pillar of being not wanting taught you what station to tune into. This pillar, the reality rewriter, is the process of you meticulously turning the dial, fine-tuning the signal, and locking in that new frequency until it is the only music you can hear. We do this through a practice far more powerful than simple visualization. We engage in what I call the 7-day reality rewriting immersion. This is a deep, daily dive into the sensory experience of your new reality, designed to rewrite your neural pathways and recalibrate your body's electromagnetic signature. This is the central creative act of your week. I am going to guide you through a deep version of this process right now. This is your training. So once again, if you are able, I invite you to find that comfortable position. Close your eyes. This is not a passive listening experience. This is an active, creative session in the workshop of your own consciousness. Let's begin. by returning to our breath. A slow, deep inhale, drawing in the energy of pure potential, and a long, slow exhale, releasing all expectations, all effort. Another deep breath in, feeling your body settle, and a long, slow exhale, arriving fully in this present moment, the only point of power you will ever have. Now I want you to return to your inner sanctuary, that quantum theater we designed earlier. See it in even greater detail now. Touch the walls. Feel the floor beneath your feet. Acknowledge that this is your sacred space, the command center from which you project your reality. In the center of this room, I want you to imagine a device appearing. It is a holographic projector made of light and crystal. This is the projector of your consciousness. It has the power to take any idea, any intention, and project it as a fully formed, multi-sensory reality onto the screen of the quantum field. Now, as we decided in the last pillar, for these 7 days you are focusing on one core desire. For this guided journey today, let's choose the reality of true abundance and financial freedom. Even if your primary desire is different, follow along, and know that you can substitute any reality you choose into this template. I want you to walk up to this holographic projector and input the command, "Show me my life," experienced through the frequency of absolute abundance and security. And now, watch. The projector hums to life, and in front of you a shimmering, life-sized hologram of your new reality begins to form. We are going to explore it with all of our senses. First, let's use our eyes. Look into this hologram. See yourself in your ideal home. What does it look like? Notice the light, the colors, the space. See yourself opening your banking app on your phone, and as you look at the balance, feel the numbers. See the comma, see the zeros. But more importantly, see the complete lack of tension in your face as you view it. See yourself handling bills not with anxiety, but with a calm, joyful sense of gratitude, easily paying them, knowing that you are an endless conduit for financial flow. See yourself being generous, effortlessly treating a loved one, donating to a cause you believe in, not out of a sense of duty, but from a place of genuine overflow. Now, let's use our ears. What are the sounds of this abundant reality? Listen. Perhaps you hear the sound of a joyful, easy conversation about a new investment, free from the undertones of worry. Perhaps you hear the sound of your own laughter, a deep belly laugh of someone who is truly at ease. Perhaps it's the sound of silence, the beautiful, peaceful silence of a morning where you don't have to rush to a job you dislike. A silence filled not with anxiety, but with the freedom of choice. Hear yourself saying yes to opportunities you once thought were out of reach. Now let's use our sense of touch. What are the physical sensations? Feel the texture of the high-quality clothes you are wearing, the clothes of someone who values themselves. Feel the solid, reassuring weight of a key to a new car or home in your hand. Most importantly, feel the physical state of your own body. Feel the absence of that familiar tension in your shoulders and neck. Feel the open, relaxed posture of someone whose nervous system is no longer in a state of survival, but in a state of thriving. And now, the most crucial sense of all. Let's use our heart. What is the dominant core emotion of this reality? Tune into the frequency of this hologram. Go beyond the surface level excitement. What is the deep, underlying feeling state? Is it security? A profound, unshakable knowing that you are safe, that you will always have more than enough. Feel this security in the pit of your stomach like a warm, golden anchor. Is it freedom? The exhilarating lightness of knowing you have choice. The freedom to work on what you love, to travel, to rest, to create. Feel this freedom in the expansion of your chest. Is it ease? The beautiful relaxation of no longer struggling, of allowing things to come to you, of being in the flow. Feel this sense of ease as a gentle current running through your entire body. Choose the one that feels most potent for you, and let that emotion become an overwhelming, visceral experience. Now, this hologram is no longer just something you are watching. It is a reality you are experiencing. So, I invite you to take the final step. Step into the hologram. Merge with that version of you. Feel this new reality from the inside out. Your feet are on the ground of this new home. Your hands are touching these new objects. Your ears are hearing these new sounds of peace and joy. And your heart is beating with the powerful, coherent rhythm of security, freedom, and ease. This is not a future you are hoping for. This is a reality you are choosing, right now. And as you stand here, fully embodying this state, I want you to create an anchor. Gently press your thumb and forefinger together. As you do, you are creating a neurological link. You are telling your body, when I do this, remember this feeling. This is our new home frequency. Hold it for a few more seconds. Lock it in. This is your new truth. This is your new reality. And now, take a slow, deep breath in, bringing all of this energy, all of this feeling, all of this being with you. And as you exhale, slowly, gently, begin to bring your awareness back to the room you are in. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. That experience was not a daydream. That was a creative act. That was you, consciously broadcasting a new signal, a new set of instructions into the quantum field. That was you installing a new memory of the future into your brain and body. To solidify this new program, we must anchor it in the physical world through the written word. This is the second part of your daily immersion. I call it scripting from the future. At the end of your immersion each day, take a journal and spend just 5 minutes writing from the perspective of your future self, as if the reality you just experienced is your current, normal life. You are not asking for it, you are describing it. Give your mind specific prompts to get started. Today was another wonderfully calm and productive day. I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude this morning when I looked at my accounts and saw a wonderful surprise happen today. I was having coffee when an idea came to me that I know will generate. I handled a decision today with such ease and confidence. In the past, I would have been stressed, but from this place of security, the right path was so obvious and clear. Writing this down does something profound. It bypasses the skeptical conscious mind and speaks directly to the subconscious. It builds and strengthens the new neural pathways of your desired identity. You are creating written evidence of a reality that your senses haven't caught up to yet. You are literally rewriting the script of your life. This combination of deep sensory immersion and conscious scripting is the engine of your reality break. You are performing the two most powerful creative acts available to a human being. You are releasing the old with Pillar 1, and you are designing and programming the new with Pillar 2. You are no longer a victim of your old loop. You are the architect of a new one. But there is one final crucial element, the most overlooked yet most powerful lever you can pull to ensure this quantum reality break is not just a pleasant inner experience, but a tangible, physical transformation. This is about taking decisive physical action that sends an undeniable shockwave into the universe, a signal that you are serious and that the change is happening now. This brings us to the third and final pillar, the action activator. But there is one final crucial element, the most overlooked yet most powerful lever you can pull to ensure this quantum reality break is not just a pleasant inner experience, but a tangible, physical transformation that you can see, touch, and feel. This is about taking decisive physical action that sends an undeniable shockwave into the universe, a signal that you are serious and that the change is happening now. This brings us to the third and final pillar, the one that bridges the world of energy and the world of matter, the action activator. Let's be clear about the physics of what we are doing. In the quantum realm, everything exists as a wave of potential. Your work in Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 has been to select a specific wave from that infinite ocean of possibility, and through the power of your focused identity and frequency, amplify it. You've turned a faint possibility into a dominant probability, but to experience it in your 3D reality, that wave of probability must be collapsed into a particle of experience, and the instrument that collapses the wave is action. Action is the final amen at the end of a powerful prayer. It is the physical proof of your inner faith. It is the signal you send to your subconscious mind and to the quantum field that says, I am no longer just hoping for this new reality. I am living it. I believe it so much that my body is now moving in accordance with it. This creates an explosive upward spiral. Your new identity, Pillar 1, and your new reality script, Pillar 2, are the cause. Your action is the effect that demonstrates your absolute belief in the cause. This action then generates new physical evidence and experiences, which in turn strengthen your belief and amplify your frequency even more, creating a powerful feedback loop of rapid transformation. But I must make a critical distinction. This is not about the hustle culture that has left so many of us burnt out and disillusioned. That kind of action comes from a frequency of lack. It is a desperate, forceful attempt to make something happen, to wrestle a result from a reluctant universe. It is the energy of the chase. What we are talking about here is what I call vibrational action, or inspired action. This is action that comes from a place of already being the person who has the result. It is not a struggle to get there. It is the natural, effortless unfolding of who you now are. It feels less like pushing a boulder uphill and more like dancing with the current of a powerful river. The energy is different. The results are different. But even with this understanding, your logical mind will raise its final, most powerful shield: fear. The moment you decide to take a new action that is outside your old familiar loop, your ego's survival mechanism will sound every alarm. It will flood your body with the feelings of fear, anxiety, and doubt. It will scream, "Stop! It's not safe! What if you fail? What if they judge you? Go back to the familiar misery." This is the ego's immune response, trying to protect the old identity it thinks is you. You must learn to lovingly, but firmly, override this system. Here is a powerful, fear-dissolving technique you can use right before you take your loop breaker action. Acknowledge the fear. When you feel that familiar knot of anxiety, do not resist it. Close your eyes. Put your hand on the part of your body where you feel it most and say internally, "I see you, fear. I acknowledge your presence. Thank you for trying to protect me." Question its authority. Ask the fear, "Are you really me? Or are you just a neurological echo of my past? Are you a predictor of my future, or just a recording of old data?" This creates a space of separation between you, the conscious creator, and the old program of fear. Borrow from the future. Immediately access the feeling state you cultivated in Pillar 2. Use your anchor, if you created one. Feel, for just 30 seconds, what it would feel like to have already completed the action successfully. Feel the pride, the relief, the empowerment. You are overriding the fear frequency with the frequency of your desired outcome. Take one tiny physical step. Do not think about the entire action. Just take one infinitesimally small physical step. Pick up the phone. Open the laptop. Put on your walking shoes. The first tiny movement is all it takes to break the state of paralysis. This brings us to the practice of this pillar. I call it the 7-Day Loop Breaker Challenge. For each of the next 7 days, you will consciously choose and execute one loop breaker action. This is a non-negotiable act that proves your commitment to your new reality. Here is an expanded menu of vibrational actions to choose from. Pick the ones that feel slightly uncomfortable but deeply empowering. If your goal is financial abundance, mindset actions. Clean and organize your wallet or purse. Remove old receipts. Treat it like the home of a wealthy person. Spend 15 minutes reading a book or listening to a podcast about wealth creation from someone who embodies an abundance mindset. Write down 10 services or skills you have and acknowledge the immense value they provide to others. Physical actions. Dress in your best clothes, even if you are just working from home, to embody the feeling of success. Go to a high-end store or car dealership and just browse. Allow yourself to feel comfortable in an environment of luxury, without the need to buy anything. Set up a separate bank account called Abundance and schedule an automatic transfer of just $1 a week. The amount is irrelevant. The act of consistently investing in your abundance is everything. Communication actions. Have a calm, empowered conversation about money with your partner or a friend, speaking from your desired state of security, not from your old state of lack. Ask for a discount on a small purchase just to break the belief that you are not worthy of receiving value. If your goal is a deeply fulfilling relationship, mindset actions. Write a list of 20 qualities that make you an incredible partner. Read it aloud to yourself. Spend an hour dating yourself. Take yourself to a movie, a nice dinner, or a walk in the park, and give yourself your own undivided, loving attention. Delete the phone numbers of any past connections that represent the old, unhealthy patterns you are leaving behind. Physical actions. Create physical space in your home for a partner. Clean out a drawer. Clear a shelf in your closet. It is a physical signal that you are ready and there is room. Go to a place where people with the qualities you admire might gather. A book club, a hiking group, a workshop, with the sole intention of enjoying the activity, not of hunting. Communication actions. Practice receiving a compliment without deflecting it. Just say thank you. Express a genuine, heartfelt appreciation to a friend or family member, practicing the act of giving the love you wish to receive. If your goal is vibrant health, mindset actions, go through your kitchen and thank every piece of nourishing food you have. Release any food that represents your old, unhealthy identity. Spend Spend 10 minutes visualizing light and healing energy flowing into any part of your body that feels discomfort. Physical actions. Prepare one beautiful, vibrant, nourishing meal with the love and care you would give to someone you deeply admire. Do 5 minutes of joyful movement, not punishing exercise, but dancing, stretching, or walking with the intention of celebrating your body. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier than you normally would, declaring that rest is a vital part of your new, healthy identity. Your 7-day quantum reality break. A practical guide to synthesize everything. Here is what your first 3 days of this challenge could look like. Day 1. The foundation of worthiness. Pillar 1. Incinerate. The core identity of I am not worthy or I am not good enough. Go through the full incineration ritual. Pillar 2. Rewrite. Your immersion and scripting session will be on the reality of unshakable self-worth. Feel the peace, confidence, and self-love. Write about your day from that perspective. Pillar 3. Activate. Your loop breaker action could be to look in the mirror for 60 seconds and say, I am worthy and deserving of all good things, holding your own gaze. Or, it could be to finally sign up for that class you felt you weren't good enough for. Day 2. The foundation of abundance. Pillar 1. Incinerate. The core identity of I am someone who struggles with money, or there's never enough. Pillar 2. Rewrite. Your immersion and scripting session will be on the reality of effortless financial flow. Feel the security, the ease, the freedom. Write about the relief and joy of financial peace. Pillar 3. Activate. Your loop breaker action could be to clean your wallet, or to set up that $1 automatic transfer to your abundance account, or to buy a coffee for the person behind you in line. Day 3. The foundation of connection. Pillar 1. Incinerate. The core identity of I am alone or I am not good at relationships. Pillar 2. Rewrite. Your immersion will be on the reality of joyful, harmonious connections. Feel the warmth, the laughter, the feeling of being truly seen. Script a beautiful interaction you had. Pillar 3. Activate. Your loop breaker action could be to send a genuine message of appreciation to a friend, or to strike up a friendly, no-pressure conversation with a barista or store clerk. You now have a complete day-by-day system for initiating a profound life change. By combining these 3 pillars, you are initiating a profound shift in your entire being. You are performing a conscious, deliberate, and powerful act of creation. You have transformed your entire being from a scattered radio, picking up random, chaotic stations from the past, into a fine-tuned, high-powered laser, projecting a single, coherent beam of intention and identity into the fabric of reality. When your signal is this clear, this powerful, and this consistent, the universe has no choice but to respond. The mirror has no choice but to reflect the new you. The distance between you and everything you desire will collapse, not because you chased it, but because you became it. This is the complete blueprint. This is the physics of reality creation. And the most beautiful part is, you don't need to buy anything to start using it. This power isn't in a program. It is inside of you. It always has been. The knowledge I've shared with you today is simply the instruction manual you were never given. By understanding these principles, you are already starting to change. Your awareness has shifted. You can now see the matrix. You can now see how you have been creating your reality on autopilot, and you now have the tools to take the wheel consciously. The journey from living in a loop to living in a state of constant, joyful creation begins with a single, conscious choice to implement what you've learned today. So I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it with a powerful commitment in the comments below. Are you ready to stop living on repeat? What is the one thing you will consciously incinerate from your old identity today? What is the new reality you will immerse yourself in? And what is one loop breaker action you will take in the next 24 hours? Share your commitment below. Let's build a community of reality breakers who are consciously shaping their destinies. If this message resonated with you, if you feel that spark of possibility igniting within you, then I invite you to become part of the NeuroQuantum movement. Subscribe to this channel, because we are just beginning to unlock the true power of your consciousness. Leave a like on this video so this message can find other souls ready to break free, and share it with one person you know who is desperately ready for their own quantum reality break. Your future isn't waiting for you. It's waiting for you to choose it. The break starts now.